不同的名字。
我就是政府的文件应该只有安多尼林嘛，没有别的名字啊。
In the government documents, I only use Antonio Lim and no other name.
May pinakita kaming iba. Yung alien registration application nyo sa Republika ng Pilipinas, yang Tianjin. Dun sa LTO driver's license application na sinabit nyo sa Republika, you were Tony Yang, the previous slide. Doon naman, dito naman sa TIN application nyo, Antonio Maestrado Lim. Hindi totoo na isang pangalan lang ginagamit nyo, iniiba-iba ninyo. And you have profited from changing your name and your nationality dito sa iba't ibang submissions nyo. At your convenience, talagang for convenience, gaya ng sinabi nyo tungkol sa lolo nyo. You're only Filipino when it benefits you. Miss Carolyn.
OK， 参议员认为，就是你在这些政府的文件就使用了不同的名字。刚才那个外国人注册，你用了那个杨建新的名字，但是在驾驶照还有这个交税的文件，你用了你的英文名字，就是 Antonio Lim。那我们认为呢，你这样用就是为了在菲律宾能够赚钱，能够使用你这个菲律宾的这个身份来在这里开业做企业。
我对就是说在菲律宾做生意吧，中国人比如说没有菲律宾的那个证件就不能做生意吧，不能申请这个营业执照啦。我就是当时我外公啊，他弄这个给我，我在想，应该他也是想说，为了我在这边做生意，以后长期留下来在菲律宾比较方便嘛，应该是这样的。
Yes, because the initial intention of my grandfather is for me to start a business here. That's why I use an English name so that I can also apply for business permits, for other documentations that will be needed for the business.
Precisely. So for the record, Mr. Yang has confirmed that he is also Antonio Maestrado Lim, aside from Tony Yang, aside from Yang Tianjin. At di ako makapaniwala, quarter of a century na kayo dito sa Pilipinas, sa Cagayan de Oro included, at di pa kayo marunong mag-Bisaya fluently o Filipino fluently. Dili ako buang para maniwala dyan,
Madam
Mr.
Chair, can I just clarify
Senator
one thing?
Joel, one
Can
thing.
I just clarify, Caroline, if you can relay this message? Is it still your grandfather who applied for the TIN, for the LTO and ACR, as you previously mentioned for your certificate of live birth? Yung grandfather mo pa rin ba yung nag-apply para sa'yo at this point in time na ganito ka ng katanda?
Miss Carolyn.
请问杨先生，这些其他的文件，刚才你说过，就是你是出生证，就是有你的外公来帮你办理。那么其他的文件，比如说这个驾驶照啊，这个外国人的注册啊，还有这些交税的号码，也就是您的外公来帮你办理吗？
不是，这个不是我外公帮我办理，这个是我去办理的。
No, it was not. It was not processed by my grandfather. It was me who processed these other documents.
So obviously, Madam Chair,
yes.
exactly. Obviously, ginagamit mo yung iba-ibang pangalan gaya ng minana mo sa kiniklaim mo na grandfather mo para sa convenience mo, at ikaw na nagsabi nun, para sa negosyo mo, at paiba-iba ka ng pangalan dahil illegal yung mga negosyo mo. Yung mga negosyo mo gumagawa ng criminal activities. Isang tanong na lang. Can I just one, Madam Chair?
One more and
Yes,
then the chair will
yes.
continue her question.
Yes. What about yung mga gun permits mo? Permit to carry mo? Pare-pareho din ba yung pangalan mo? Meron ka bang mga gun permits? Kasi nung nahuli ka sa Cagayan de Oro, may 6 na baril na possession mo.
Miss Caroline.
OK，所以一个问题就是。
So you just witnessed the Senate hearing sa Pogo pa rin, no? Kay Alice Goho and alleged the ties to Pogos. They're trying to establish a link with this brother of Michael Yang.
Yes.
Because he supposedly shared a bank account with isang kasosyo ni Alice Goho. So they're trying to see whether he's part of this whole operation dito.
Exactly.
He was apprehended kasi, just for context, he was apprehended sa airport.
Sa NAIA.
Sa NAIA as an illegal, undesirable alien.
Oo. Si Michael Yang po, yung kapatid nito, ay for context din, economic advisor ni Pangulong Rodrigo
Siya yung
Duterte
na-tie up ata sa
during his
Farmally,
administration.
Di ba?
Yes, nagkaroon
Farmally.
din ng di ba? Nagkaroon din ng ang tawag dito ng hearing before sa Senate.
That's right, oo.
At siya yung umattend doon dahil nga sa Farmally. Kaya ang
Sa
sinasabi
Farmally.
ni Senator Risa Ontiveros, parang ganyan din naman ito si Michael Yang, di ba? Parang hindi daw nakakaintindi ng English.
Pero
or
tagal na
Tagalog.
quarter of a century nandito tapos di pa rin daw marunong.
Yes. So mamaya antabayanan niyo pa rin
Yes,
po yung
oo.
yung ongoing hearing na yan dyan sa Senado. But for the meantime, Diego,
Okay, let's start our countdown. Let's begin our countdown with a meteorological phenomenon. Pag-asa says yesterday marked the beginning of the autumnal and vernal equinoxes. This simply means that longer nights are expected in the Philippines as neither the Earth's pole is tilted. Days and nights will be approximately 12 hours long, with the sun rising at 5:45 a.m. and setting at 5:53 p.m. The Weather Bureau adds that we also now can expect cooler weather. This as we already are transitioning from habagat to amihan or the northeast monsoon.
pero I was
Cooler weather.
Yes, ito yung inaasahan natin. No? Pero there are certain areas pa rin in our country na nakakaranas pa rin ng southwest monsoon o yung habagat. Iyon yung Northern Luzon, Ilocos, yung sa may Ilocos region, Cagayan Valley. Hindi pa sila tuluyan na makakaranas nga nitong amihan.
Oo.
And we'll be expecting 4 to 7 typhoons pa rin coming in.
Hindi porket
sa
may
ating
ganito
bansa.
daw, ligtas na tayo sa bagyo kasi wala pa rin official declaration ng La Nina. We still have to expect that.
September daw yun yung sa La Nina.
Well, until yung nakausap Pag-asa last week, wala pa naman, but they're looking at it. Hopefully, yung mga bagyo, we're praying na hindi na ganun kalala ang pagbaha. Kasi sa September alone, ang laki ng damage ang report. Ang damage
Exactly.
to almost 600 million ata.
Yes.
Lost to life. 3 bagyo lang yan in 1 month.
Since January na naka-9 na bagyo na tayo dito sa bansa
Oo, pero yung
natin.
damage na na-incur nitong 3 bagyo sa September alone.
Okay.
Ang laki-laki.
So
That's Karina, Helel, and Hener. Oo.
So initially, yung report nila, there are already 25 deaths, 13 injured, and 8 missing. Dahil nga dito sa mga combined effects ng southwest monsoon, tapos
Oo.
yung mga bagyo na pumasok sa atin. But speaking of bagyo, ito po ay kasunod din para sa ating countdown. Entering the 9th spot, the Filipino youth calls for more training and skill-building opportunities in disaster risk reduction. A recent poll conducted by the United Nations revealed that 1 in 3 Filipino youths is asking for better access to information on disaster risk reduction. 26% of the 657 participants aged 15 to 24 years old also stated their need to develop their skills in relation to disasters. UN conducted the poll after the recent devastation of Typhoon Karina, which claimed at least 40 lives.
That would be a good
Importante
program.
naman yan
Pinagdaanan natin yan before,
Yes.
long time ago.
Oo.
That's disaster training,
Rescue training.
and first aid training in relation mostly to disasters and accidents. Madami tayong natutunan. Like pag nag-flood, what's the best way to swim and float with the flood? Diba? They'll teach you to go along with the current. Huwag mo lalaban ng current. Tapos pwede mo gamitin ang maong pants mo or yung t-shirt mo as a floating device.
Kung wala ka talagang makuha
wala
dun
mo,
within
they'll teach you
your
how to do
area.
it, 'di ba? Mga position na meron.
Simple as
Simple.
yung anong tawag doon, yung sa mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, etc. Basic life skills,
Actually,
diba?
a lot of organizations naman, mga NGOs, they provide training for this. They just have to look it up. Seminars, basic trainings. Marami naman dyan. Malaking bagay yan.
Lifelong knowledge ito, no? Para din sa mga kabataan na para pag halimbawa may mga ganitong pangyayari, hindi sila isa sa mga iintindihin pa. 'Di ba? At least kahit papaano may basic silang kaalaman tungkol sa ganito disaster risk
At least they're competent on their own. Oo. Kasi yung word na pag inintindi sila during during a calamity or disaster, instead of saving more lives, baka nabawasan. Oo.
At saka yung feeling na alam mong may alam ka sa panahon ng sakuna, 'di ba? Hindi ka matataranta, hindi mo alam kung ano yung gagawin mo.
Although hindi nga siya guarantee na
Of course,
makakaligtas ka, but at least you have a fighting chance. Okay,
sige.
next in our countdown. The LTFRB insists that the ongoing transport strike had little to no impact to commuters. Now, the agency claims that only a few jeepney drivers and operators joined the nationwide transport protest. However, News 5 encountered some commuters who struggled to ride a jeepney to their work yesterday. Piston and Manibela are leading the transport strike against the government's PUV modernization program. Cubao, Quiapo, jeepney operators and Drivers Association President Alan Figueroa described the cooperative program as bogus.
Paano yung mga drivers operator? Di bebenta ngayon yan. Kung sino yung mataas na bidding, sa kanila ibibigay prangkisa, para yung mga modern, tatakbo sa rota namin.
Yun.
You cannot truly say naman na nag-flop yung transport strike. Kasi mga schools, nag-declare naman na walang pasok. So therefore, yung regular commuting public...
sila.
Oo, yung regular commuting public na inaasamang
medyo nabawasan.
Nabawasan, so hindi mo magiging. Kasi every time na lang may transport strike, nagde-declare yung ibang klase, yung schools, para ma-mitigate yung effect na walang pasok. Tapos may ayuda na transport ayuda from the government, di ba?
MMDA or LGU.
So if you do this, talagang hindi mo mararamdaman ng transport strike. We want to see ano ba talaga epekto ng transport strike. No less than the government said, hindi mararamdaman yan dahil yung nakikita nyo hindi makasakay, normal yun. Normal na pala yun . And yet,
pero may mga areas pa rin na nakita natin nahirapan din yung mga commuters. Yung
kaya
mga
ang sabi
regularly na pumapasok sa kanilang trabaho.
Sabi ng government, normal lang daw yun. Yun ang point. Normal nga sa atin, nahihirapan sumakay, tapos babawasan nyo pa ng ano. I hope we can fix this. Kasi it's not only the jeepney drivers who will suffer, even the riding public.
So hopefully, I think this is not the last time that they're going to do a transport strike. Itong grupo na to dahil nga sa kanilang opposition.
In history, it's never the last time.
Modernization program na to ng gobyerno. But alright, coming up, why did Vice President Sara Duterte snubbed the House hearing on her office's 2025 proposed budget?
And did Alice Go test positive for a lung infection?
Ano ba yung mga balita natin? Pag-uusapan po natin yan, mga kapatid. We are just getting started. More of our top 10 news when Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. morning. You're still watching Brunch here on One News. Babati lang ako mabilis dun sa mga regular viewers natin. Si
Oo.
Gary ko dito sa YouTube, si Gary ko, si Oscar, si Ronald Maxtay, si Tita Daisy, and Tito Naldi Cancio. Yan ang mga regular sa si Alex Fuentes dito.
Sabi ni ibang viewers, at ang daming daw babae mula Thursday. Iba-iba ang diba, Thursday.
Si Ralph Domingo, si Migs Ebron, Gary Field and Sam Pokemon Go. Yan ang mga lagi
Saan ka nang
sa
galing?
atin.
Yeah.
Si VJ.
Kwento mo saan
Si
ka
Ate
nang
Ringo.
galing?
Sa Negros. Diba?
Ang ginawa mo
Pumunta-
sa Negros?
Gumawa tayo ng storya doon.
Independent
Independent
documentary.
story documentary.
Dahil
Tsaka good morning doon sa mga taga Negros sa Bacolod.
yan.
Nag-asikaso sa amin doon, tsaka yung army doon na nag-provide ng security para sa amin. Thank you so much.
And ito, sabi ni Carlo, wag daw lagyan ng asukal ang kape para mapait.
Bakit?
Mapait kami. Dahil
Bakit?
iniwan mo daw kami. So, bitter coffee. Walang ampalaya eh. So,
Buti na lang, hindi ako umiinom ng kape.
Hindi
Pero na-miss ko yung mga pa-food natin dito sa table.
Kala mo naman
We
walang-
have
Kala mo naman
ang tawag dito?
ganun, puto and
Puto
kuchinta.
and
Kuchinta.
kuchinta.
Kala mo naman wala ganyan sa Negros. Dami-daming ganyan sa Bacolod.
Marami piyaya. Sarap piyaya.
Madami.
Chicken bacolod, kansi. Naku, napakasarap.
Okay.
Okay, sige, let's continue with our countdown.
Bilang Pilipino, bilang Pilipino.
Going now to our seventh spot is the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC. COMELEC assures voters that one of its data centers is safe and secured from potential harms ahead of the 2025 midterm elections. The Vitro Data Center in Makati will house the servers that will be used in the upcoming polls. Aside from strict security features, the Vitro Data Center is also designed to withstand possible natural disasters like earthquake and flood. The data center was previously off limits to the media in the previous elections, but COMELEC decided to let the public see its features this time.
Naka-cage din yung server ng COMELEC dito. Ngayon, nag-request tayo, i-request namin na may CCTV rin. Doon mismo sa cage. Nakafocus sa cage mismo. Kaya napaka-importante ang high security measure sa mga ganito. In fact, dati, hindi pinapakita talaga ng COMELEC. Alam niyo naman yung concern. Baka kung ano ang gawin, ano ang mangyari.
Okay.
Yun, so kasi this coming elections now, we're using a new system. Tapos pagpasok po ng ballot mo sa server, automatic kasi yung resulta nagkukumpulan na at the end of the tapos isang bato na lang sa server.
Totoo yan.
So ang servers na pupuntahan niya are the servers that are accredited by COMELEC, 'di ba? You have yung sa atin.
Tatlo yan eh. Oo,
Tatlo, and
tatlong
then
server
two
yan.
other
Magka-house
networks.
ng
Oo. So at ang goal dito kasi ng COMELEC is dati kasi meron nagka-cut off tayo at 95 to 97% sa voting. Ngayon, we will all have the same results real time from COMELEC
Yun.
to the media and the transparency servers. We'll all have the same results. Dati kasi iba-ibang server galing sa ibang presinto, galing sa ibang baluarte. So iba-iba ang dating ng votes.
Oo. Tapos speaking of transparency, sinasabi nga din ng COMELEC, i-open nila to sa media, and of course dun sa, most especially dun sa mga election watchdogs like NAMFREL, PPCRV, Lente, at saka iba pa mga IT expert groups na pwede silang sumama dun sa mga inspection para makita at ma-explain sa kanila yung mga katanungan nila, yung mga duda nila dito sa paggawa ng COMELEC sa mangyayaring elections.
Yeah, sabi ni Attorney George, the actual server, the hardware, yung pinaka mainframe niya, naka-online siya sa CCTV.
Oo.
So na makikita ng public yung secured yung server. Kasi may mga
Yes.
agam-agam minsan, baka may pumapasok sa server, may nagli-link up ng mga USB cord or mga system, di ba?
And I think sabi rin niya, even the IP addresses na...
They change every so often daw.
Oo, tsaka IP addresses na yan, papaalam nila din sa lahat
Oo.
for the sake of transparency. Kasi naging issue rin yan before,
Papaalam
if you
nila?
can remember. Oo, yun ang sabi nila.
Katakot yun,
And itong Vitro na to, na sinasabi nila, I was reading about it, na yun nga, nabasa ko rin kanina na it can withstand yung mga natural disaster like earthquake, flood. Tapos, di ba, alam naman natin sa history ng election natin, biglang nagba-brown out, ganyan. Ito, sa Vitro daw, doon natin masisubukan kung tama na kapag nag-brown out, sila talaga automatic sasalo. At it can withhold at least 3 days ng operation ng
Oo, at saka parang
servers.
for lack of a better term kasi hindi man ako techie, parang multiple redundancy system. Kasi there are systems that are called multiple redundancy.
Oo.
These are earthquake systems na sa US that the stock exchange uses. Pag nag-earthquake, nagko-collapse, nagka-cut off sa power, or mawawala ng power yung current system, binabato niya to a secondary system. Tapos pag na yun, binabato niya to a third. So parang madami siyang backup within a backup to ensure that the data is safe and secure, hindi mawawala.
Sige. So hopefully we can talk to Comelec para mas ma-explain sa atin ito, no? Tsaka of course yung mga agam-agam ng mga election watchdogs. But for the meantime, let's continue with our countdown.
Coming in at the top 6, several groups from Mindanao have expressed support for the senatorial bids of Checky Bam. They are former Senators Kiko Pangilinan and Bam Aquino and human rights lawyer Chel Jokno. They received backing from several groups. These include Akbayan Davao, Unlad Kabataan, Davao Free Farmers, and People Power Volunteer for Reform. Pangilinan, Aquino, and Jokno will run under the Liberal Party, Katipunan ng Nagkakaisang Pilipino, and Akbayan Party respectively.
Well, for them, sabi nila, big help daw ang Mindanao for them. Kasi, di ba, konti lang ang machinery, makinarya ng kanilang mga partido.
Yeah.
And by, declaring their support for them, it's really going to be
Tsaka
a big help.
last week, di ba, were you here ba? I don't remember kung kailan natin nabalitaan. Last week na, parang na-announce na rin ni Chel Jokno that he will be running very closely now with the Akbayan Party list. Which is no surprise to many because Chel Jokno is a human rights activist lawyer. Yung flag niya, yung Free Legal Assistance Group. And they're very in line with Akbayan na supposedly human rights group also
Human
ito.
rights group, yung mga kaso-kaso, di ba, ng mga kababayan
So
natin.
he will run with them and
Parang di ba, when we had former Senator Bam Aquino
Yes.
dito, on a different party siya, pero may alliances with the Liberal Party.
oo.
So ito yung kanila, yung check.
And Akbayan, Gabriela, yung mga grupo na have time and again proven effective in delivering votes to respective candidates. Tignan mo si Senator Risa Ontiveros, she survived the Senate bid. Where other senators from the Liberal
Last
Party,
woman standing nga eh.
di ba, yung mga liberal, they didn't make it, but she made it, and hindi lang yung pasang-awa. She made, at least sa bandang gitna, pumasok si Senator Risa Ontiveros. So, let's see if they can deliver these votes.
Dun sa recent survey na lumabas last week, although maganda yung performance ng Cheque Bam, umakyat sila, pero hindi pa rin sila doon sa mga numbers na inaasahan, 'di ba? Kasi ang number 1 pa rin, of course, yung sa Tulfo, sila, even Senator Tolentino is not in the top 5.
Well, hindi naman to top of mind survey. So, let's wait.
Siya.
Let's wait
Okay,
after
sige.
the filing.
Oo. Pero let's move forward pa rin at tungkol sa politika pa rin itong ating pag-uusapan sa countdown natin. Settling at the 5th spot is the Lenny-Sara meeting. The camp of former Vice President Leni Robredo said they felt they were used by her successor, Sara Duterte, in the recent catch-up. In an interview with Storycon, Robredo's spokesperson Barry Gutierrez said the meeting had only generated buzz and intrigues. He added that the public should ask VP Sara what happened in their meeting. Gutierrez also emphasized that Robredo will always choose the moral high ground despite VP Sara's previous remarks against her.
I can only speculate that probably one of the intentions was precisely to create yung ganitong klaseng buzz, mag-create ng ganitong klaseng intriga. Dahil alam naman niya na si VP Leni will not refuse a meeting. But at the same time, alam din niya na hindi lang basta-basta si VP Leni papasok sa isang usapan. Lalo na kung tungkol na nga yan sa politika.
Now, to get more insights about this, we have political persuasion specialist and campaign strategist Alan Herman via Zoom. Good morning.
Good morning, Alan. Thank you very much for joining us. It's a pleasure. Your audio, Alan.
Yeah, nakamute po.
There you go.
There you go.
Anyway, Alan, thank you for joining us. And I'd like to ask you about this recent meeting between Sara Duterte and Leni Robredo. Now, was this a calculated move by Sara Duterte to try to win over the pink votes, or was this a mutual move by both camps?
Well, I would say it's obviously 100% calculated in terms of intentionality and being able to engineer it so much so that, as Attorney Barry said, they were sort of put on the spot and had no choice but to receive the sitting vice president. So, in as much as that's concerned, I'm almost 100% certain. Now, in terms of the motive behind it, of course, only VP Sara herself knows exactly why she did it. It can range from anything from closure to asking for advice to so many. I mean, it runs the gamut of possibilities. But for me, I'm not sure if it's necessarily a move to court the pink vote. I think it's really more of instilling doubt, instilling question marks in the head of her now proclaimed opponents. The Marcos and the Romualdez camp. I think it was more of that. I think it's more of getting them to really scratch their heads and to wonder out loud and to be put in that uncomfortable spot of what did they talk about? What the heck is going on here? Did she spill any so-called secrets? Well, what's going on? So I think that it was more of that than necessarily courting the pink votes.
Yeah, but is it possible also yung sa narrative naman na malihis yung issue, 'di ba? Dito kay Vice President Sara Duterte regarding the budget deliberation kaya ginawa niya ito. Is that also a possibility?
Alam mo, Ma'am Angel, that is the world we operate in, di ba? It's really a matter of yung word na ginamit mo is lihis, to divert. In this case, I'm not sure if that is a good tactic because this was, I mean, if you really wanted to divert attention away from a pressing issue against yourself, the best way actually to do that is to lay low, what we call bunker mode, and to amplify other tangential issues around it, not necessarily about yourself. But what she did by doing this, again, we're having the fact that I'm talking to you and the Brunchies and all of our viewers and listeners is already testament to the fact that if she wanted to divert attention away from herself, well, this was probably not the best way to do it.
Yeah, Alan, I'd like to ask, we spoke to Senator Trillanes last week and he said he called out VP Lenny and ang explanation ng mga ibang mga on both sides, they're saying, why will you call out VP Lenny when Senator Trillanes himself was trying to make an alliance between the Marcoses and the Yellows? So is this the counter of VP Sara in time for the filing of certificate of candidacies in hopes to get their numbers up? Kasi as you see, Alan, yung mga numbers ng mga Dutertes have been steadily declining this past few months.
Well, it is not, again, the intentionality might not be it, but the offshoot, it would be a very, very happy offshoot for the Duterte camp if they're able to get the still substantial votes in support of the so-called pinks and yellows, no? Kasi whatever happens, you're still talking about 30% of the electorate that she was able to mobilize last elections against a gargantuan, perhaps never to be seen in our political history type of alliance. In Marcos Duterte union, the Uniteam, di ba? The mighty, formidable, unprecedented Uniteam. And VP Lenny still was able to get 15 million votes. So we're still talking about 30% of the electorate. If the Duterte camp is able to tap into that, maybe get even a percentage of that, that's definitely a happy circumstance for them. Game theory wise, but again, if we're applying game theory to this kind of maneuver, we're not sure if that's the outcome that will necessarily come about because yung mga ibang naman nagalit. The so-called hardline dilawans, di ba? Not to use the term derogative in a derogative way, no, but yung mga hardline dilawans nagalit naman, ba't tinanggap mo yan? Bakit mo pinapasok sa bahay mo? But again, as I know, VP Lenny, perhaps the same way Attorney Barry knows her, she really will always take the high road. Radikal ang magmahal, di ba? As she always says.
Oo. So do you think na tama naman yung ginawa ni former Vice President Lenny Robredo in receiving Vice President Sara Duterte?
In that, I will definitely disagree with my senator, one of my senator idols, Sentry, Senator Trillanes. Siya, galit na galit siya. Ako, I think she did the right thing, absolutely. I think it would have created a multitude of other problems if she had said no to that meeting or lumabas yung balita na papunta na si VP Sara doon tapos tinanggihan niya. I think that would have said more about VP Lenny than it would have, kasi yung optics noon sa Pilipino ang sama eh. Alam mo, tayo Pilipino culturally we're wired that way. Nagkukumbaba na yung tao, papunta na sa'yo, pinupuntahan ka na sa tahanan mo, tapos hinindian mo.
Yeah.
Iba yung optic. So I think VP Lenny, in character, I don't think she was playing a role. I don't think she was doing it disingenuously or tactically. It's just who she is. That's really who she is and how I know her, at least.
Yeah, I'd like last question sa akin, Alan. No? We all know kasi election na and VP Lenny has declared her intent to run for mayor sa hometown niya. Ngayon, I'd like to ask, she is being dubbed also as a new kingmaker in the politics. You have you have former President Gloria Macapagal-Oroy. You also have Erap Magic. Do you think she'll still have this impact in these coming elections, considering na watak na ang Uniteam?
Babalikan ko yung term na ginamit ko just a few seconds ago na yung game theory. Pag in-apply mo kasi yun, what we call a Mexican standoff, when the two main players, the adversaries, are engaging in mutually assured destruction, so to speak, as the Marcos and Duterte camps are doing, it is the ones in the periphery that will rise. So you're looking out for the Tulfos, you're looking out for the resurgence of the Lenny camp. You're looking for the outliers na baka may lumabas pa by 2027. So sila ang nagbe-benefit pag yung mutually assured destruction ng two key players ang pinag-uusapan, yung mga naka-popcorn mode, yan yung mga aangat. So the answer wow, I took a really long-winded way to answer your question, Angelo, but the answer is absolutely yes. Yes.
Parang ano lang, Alan, parang Game of Thrones lang.
Yeah.
Oo, merong Westeros, merong nandiyan si Cersei Lannister. Kumpletos tayo dito. Triple A tayo ngayon, by the way. Di ba? Si Angelo, si Miss Angel, tsaka si Alan.
Triple A, pwede.
So dapat, because of that, kailangan bumalik ka at mag-guest ka ulit dito. May Triple A segment tayo.
Oo, kasi wala na tayong oras but we have so much questions pa. So sa susunod sana, you're still available. But for the meantime, maraming salamat sa iyo. That was political persuasion specialist and campaign strategist, Alan Herman. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's continue with our countdown.
Arriving at the fourth spot is the Office of the President's budget proposal. The Senate has approved the Office of the President's 2025 budget proposal in just 10 minutes. No senators raised questions after Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin delivered detailed the Office of the President's requested budget. President Bongbong Marcos's office is asking for 10.5 billion pesos, which is 1.88% lower compared to its current budget. Bersamin insisted that the current budget proposal is already enough for the office to do its mandate. The budget is now up for plenary debates.
Ganon kabilis.
Hindi, kasi naman,
Office of the President.
With all due respect, you might not agree with the politics of the President, but historically, he's still the President of a nation with a mandate from the people.
Traditionally, ganun ang ginagawa nila with the Vice President. Pero ngayon kasi,
he needs to have
hindi nakaalyado.
I'm saying he needs to have a sense of power and control as a President to do his, without going through the Congress. Sometimes may mga programs na kailangan niya gawin Pero
dapat pantay-pantay. Kung kailangan ng isa-isahin, 'di ba? Okay, pero usaping budget pa rin tayo sa susunod na. Na-miss mo yung argument natin. Sige, next countdown na. The House of Representatives deferred the plenary debates on the proposed budget of the Office of the Vice President. Here's the report.
Vice President Sara Duterte was again a no-show in the budget hearing of the House Appropriations Committee.
Nagtatanong pa rin kami, nasaan po ang ating Vice President? Kasi kanina naka-schedule po kami sa 10 o'clock at walang magandang explanation.
Duterte was in Camarines Norte to visit several local officials groups. The Vice President also sent a letter to budget sponsor Congressman Zia Alonte, saying that she will let the House of Representatives decide on her budget. 9 agencies were lined up for budget deliberations on Monday. But since there were no representatives from the OVP, its budget was again deferred. The lower house targets to approve the over 6 trillion peso 2025 budget of the government by Wednesday. If Duterte won't show up, the lawmakers will decide on her budget. The OVP is requesting for over 2 billion pesos for next year, but the Appropriations Committee already recommended a 1.3 billion cut.
Sara Duterte!
Amid the budget hearing, critics of Duterte held a rally in front of Congress to call for her resignation.
Ha?
Secret.
Ano sabi? Impeach Sara daw. Umiingay ang impeachment pero walang kinalaman ng Congress dyan. Wala.
Wala daw. Sige, go.
We'll be back after a short break, pero may special guest tayo sa studio.
Abangan
Not
nyo,
one, but two.
Okay. Oh, hindi pa Friday today, pero may brunch break na tayo. And for our brunch break, we are joined by some of the cast of Ang Himala ni Nino.
Isabel Oli and Kai Cortez are now joining us live here in the studio. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for having
Welcome to Brunch.
Kahit kayo ng puto.
Welcome to Brunch.
Sana lahat ng guesting ganito.
Yes. So, yan po to. If you want kutsinta later, go lang.
Okay.
So, anyways, habang kumakain kayo dyan, syempre, we're very excited doon sa magiging papel ninyo sa bagong TV series
Yes,
ng
oo.
TV5, which is yung Ang Himala ninyo. So, can you tell us ano yung magiging role ninyo dito? Ikaw muna.
Ako si Hershey, kapatid ni Kisses. So, sanay
Oy,
pa
Hershey
namin.
Kisses.
Yes!
Okay.
Kami sa chocolate. And yung lolo namin ay si Mars.
Tatay. Tatay namin ay si Lolo Mars.
Okay.
Chocolate.
Yes!
Chocolate lovers.
Okay.
Sister ako na medyo strict. Medyo ba?
Ha? Parang yun
Very
talaga yung
strict.
ano eh.
And kasi naman ito, super kikay, the friendly one, outgoing. Ako yung nasa bahay lang, parang ganun, conservative. So yun. Conflict na.
Siya yung naka-long sleeves, na mataas yung neckline.
Kayo
Ako
mga
yung
revealing clothes.
naka-hanging, na kinukurot palagi.
Parang nakikita ko lang, imagine ko na yung magiging dynamics ng dalawa.
Yes.
Diba? Pero I was wondering kasi we all know naman na marami kayong mga naging characters sa in the past, diba? So how are you guys preparing for this role naman? Diba?
Ito kasing Nino, ay mala ni Nino, came from Nino.
Yes.
So this is the younger version of Nino. So, medyo nakaka-pressure siya in a way kasi may pinanggalingan siyang very high rating show. And may expectations na ang tao. So kung ano mapapanood nila, i-burst na natin ang bubble. Wala po si Maha. Wala po kasi ito yung mas batang version ni Nino. Pero yung pagkaka-explain naman po sa amin at sa nabasa namin sa script, it's very community-based. Si Nino ang bida, but the stories are, alam mo yon, na-highlight lahat ng characters. So walang small role. So ang sarap kasi pagkabigay sa amin ng script is gagalingan mo dahil hindi siya parang isang line lang ako dito. Meron talagang character arc lahat. So it works together.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ayun. Siyempre, ano pa ba yung mga dapat namin abangan dito sa Himala ni Nino when it comes to, of course, yung relevance nito sa atin bilang mga Pilipino?
Ninyo kasi sa Journey of a Little Boy, na yun talaga yung follow mo. He brings light and hope sa community namin na Barangay Bukang Liwayway. This show is punong-puno, siksik ng stories about family, kulitan, laughter. It's very, very light. Pero at the same time, mabigat yung lessons na matutunan nyo dito.
Wow.
So that's what we want to spread na parang to inspire people, while watching. It's a great bonding, di ba?
Yes, kasi parang hindi lang siya pang matanda. Pwede mo rin isama yung mga anak kasi may mga anak na kami. So we're very excited that we can bring our kids and watch all together and enjoy the show. Kasi hindi lang siya entertaining, kapupulutan nga rin ng aral. And it's not only about good morals and values, faith din sa Panginoon, kasi incorporated din ng paniniwala.
But it looks like the way you're saying it, no, parang the show is a very light. So ang question ko is, because we had Nino, the actor here the other day, and Zion, no? He seems like a very gifted young fellow.
Cute.
How was it working amongst all of you? I mean, kasi your show is parang camaraderie, community-based. So I'm sure dapat ang dating sa screen is authentic. So how are you guys together before you shot this, and how are you guys together right now?
Alam mo,
Nagpaplastikan lang talaga.
about good morals. Charot.
Bagay ka sa character mo.
Si Kisses.
Si Kisses.
So, oo.
Yes, kapatid.
Hindi, masaya kami sa set. Actually, it's not really hard to act. Kasi parang family talaga kami sa set. Sabi ko, parang nakailang tapings pa lang kami. Sabi ko, alam mo, sabi ko sa handler ko, mamimiss ko talaga tong show na to.
Pag
Sobrang iba yung bonding namin eh.
Correct.
Kaya yung nakikita nyo talaga, gano'n ang gano'n. Well, syempre, may mga funny moments lang minsan sa mga, nakakalimutan namin, may mga bata pala. So, parang mga ganyang moments. May maraming...
May swear jar na eh. Parang mayaman na yung mga bata. And then, tsaka in fairness kasi sa writers po namin, talagang ang ganda ng pagkakaisip nila. Kasi lahat may meaning. So, as actors, masarap mag-act na ganun eh, na napili kami for such roles na ang ganda ng plano sa amin. Kaya pagdating sa set, parang ang natural ng
Yes.
be-blend naming lahat. With the kids pa, oh my God, napaka-cute na mga bata.
Oo, totoo.
Nakakatuwa.
Sila yung
Ang galing
energy
nila.
namin minsan.
Yeah, oo.
Nakaka-intimidate minsan kasi sila pa yung perfect yung lines talaga.
Ang galing.
Parang
Kasi
pinaiyak-
yung mga ano nila, yung magaling mag-memorize.
Pinaiyak daw si
Oo.
Nino, di ba? Pinaiyak daw si Nino. In a matter of 5 to 10 seconds, bumagsak
Opo,
na yung luha
silang lahat
kaagad.
pong mga
Galing,
bata.
galing. Oo.
Mga 4 po sila talagang very
Yeah.
gifted. Abangan mo talaga.
So, what can
Actually, ngayon ko lang nakita
There.
yung mga ano
Diba?
natin, no?
Ay, yung mga videos nyo.
Yung mga vlogs.
Teaser.
But syempre naman, invite our viewers to watch it. And what can they expect? Kailan ba? Kailan ba ang labas?
September 30.
Aha.
It's 11:15 Monday to Friday. Before 8 Bulaga po.
Ayun.
Yes.
You want to add something?
Ayan, mga
Encourage
kapatid.
them to watch.
Huwag niyo pong kakalimutan panoorin ang Himala ni Nino dito lang sa TV5.
Yan, si Hershey at si, tama?
Kisses.
Tapos with Daddy Mars o
Lola Mars.
Lola Mars. Perfect.
Naku,
Alright.
parang gusto ko tuloy kumain ng chocolate. Pero na-excite ako. Kasi
Yeah.
kami, may anak na rin kami. So, maganda nga mapanood din.
With all the stress of life, it's
Oo,
nice
yung
to watch
ngayon,
something
diba?
that's
Light.
pampalalax. Yeah, light.
Light. At saka makapupulutan ng aral.
Alright, with that, thank you very much for joining us, Isabel Oli and Kai Cortez. It's a pleasure to have you guys on Brunch. Good morning.
Good luck and papanoorin talaga namin yan. Himala.
Salamat po.
Don't go away because we're not done yet. May dalawa po tayo sa ating countdown, so stay with us.
Welcome back.
Ayun nga,
Sino
sa'yo
ba?
pala yan.
Sino
Ikaw,
yung pangalan?
ako yung ako yung nang
Galing ka lang sa Negros Occidental, nangaagaw ka na ng prop. You're still watching Brunch here on One News. Nakatatlong brunch break na tayo. Napakaswerte naman ng viewers natin. Blessed with wonderful cast members from yung Himala ni Nino.
Ano nga ako dito parang fan mode ako. Kasi gusto ko yan si Kai Cortez. Sige. Alright, saka ang ganda-ganda ni Isabel Odi. Okay, let's continue with our countdown.
Straight on to our top two. 7 individuals said to be cohorts of Alice Go in the Pogo Hub in Tarlac have surrendered to authorities. The NBI presented them on Monday before turning them over to the Pasig City Regional Trial Court. 5 of them surrendered to NBI Central Luzon, while 2 others surrendered to Task Force in Bamban. Among them is
Lumalabas na mga responsible dun sa Hongsheng Incorporators at saka sa Sun Yuan Incorporators. Lahat ito ay mga masasabi natin na bogus corporation ni Alice Guo.
Among them is Jamie Lynn Santos Cruz, president of the Pogo Hub Zun Yuan Technology in Bamban. She insists her company is not illegal, or at least it wasn't when she was still handling the papers.
Ang investment na po ito nung inalok po sa akin ay online gaming. For online gaming, opo. Ngayon po, nung ako po ay pumasok na dito, ito po ay legal because I myself go to PAGCOR and meet the officials of OGLD, Offshore Gaming License Department, at ilang beses din po na ako ay naka-attend ng mga patawag ni Chairman Altenco.
Ngayon, iba sa mga 7 na yan have claimed that nagamit lang daw ang name nila sa papers because I think some of them were involved in taking out loans sa isang lending company. And we all know naman...
Parang yung iba, call center lang.
Yeah, call center. As we all know naman kasi pag nag-umutang ka isang lending company, they pass your contact details sa call center. In turn, pag pumasok na sa call center yan, nasa scrub list ka na. So a lot of people, they sell this. Alam natin yan.
Yes,
kasi we were in the BPO industry before. There's a scrub list that you can buy to use as leads. Yun ang claim nila. But sabi naman ni Winston Casio, they have to prove that with evidence. The burden of proof should be on them to prove na mistaken identity or ginamit lang ang identity nila.
Tapos yung isa nga, di ba sinasabi niya, well, connected ako sa kanila, pero at that time, ang alam niya, legal. Di ba yung ginagawa nila? Well, yun nga, tulad ng sinabi mo, kailangan nilang patunayan. Pero at least they have surrendered na, kasi mahirap naman magtago talaga sa batas.
Yun ang word dyan. They surrendered, therefore, I'm sure it will affect their case in the future with mitigating circumstances. Mapapadali.
Gaano ba kalalim yung connection nila dito sa kaso na to? Pero meron pa rin mga at large, mostly mga foreign nationals, specifically Chinese.
Basta gusto natin malaman sino pinaka-big boss dito sa lahat.
Itong 7 na nag-surrender na to, ang kaso nila is human trafficking, di ba? Tama?
Hindi ko alam.
Alam ko human trafficking yung cases nila. Pero mabigat-bigat yun kasi bail yun eh.
Aside from human trafficking, pati yung papeles ata sa Pogo Hubs, may mga, their names were part of the supposedly investors, if I'm not mistaken. Some of them, not all of them.
But speaking of course, Pogo, ito na po ang ating top story for today. Our top story for today is Alice Guo. The dismissed mayor is now detained in the crowded Pasig City Jail female dormitory yesterday. Meanwhile, 7 of Guo's co-accused in her qualified human trafficking cases have surrendered to authorities. Here's the report.
From the PNP Custodial Center in Camp Crame, dismissed Mayor Alice Guo is now detained in Pasig City Jail female dormitory. Guo was transferred to her new jail 9 a.m. yesterday. She underwent the usual procedure like wearing an inmate shirt and taking a mugshot. Guo was transferred based on the commitment order released by the Pasig Regional Trial Court Branch 167 for her non-bailable qualified human trafficking case. The former Bamban Tarlac mayor was also wearing a face mask during the procedure. Based on her medical exam at the PNP General Hospital, Guo has an infection in her lung. She was initially placed in an isolated cell with 3 other detainees recovering from tuberculosis or TB. A subsequent test revealed that Guo is negative for TB. She was immediately placed in cell number 3, where she will share a cramped space with 43 other inmates. The cell was designed for only 9 inmates, but because of the overcrowding, some of the inmates were sleeping on the floor.
Paulit-ulit naming sinasabi, no VIP treatment. And kapag in-isolate namin yan sa ibang, o mag-isa siya, o kaya kahit konti sila doon, hindi ba parang it sends a message of VIP? Ayaw po namin ng ganun.
While Guo was being transferred, the Pasig RTC ordered the return of Guo to the PNP Custodial Center. This as her legal camp filed a motion against the transfer, but it was too late. The order was declared as moot since Guo was already in Pasig City Jail when it was released. Meanwhile, 7 of Go's co-accused in her qualified human trafficking case have surrendered to authorities, but authorities are still waiting for the commitment order to know where to detain them. For News 5, Ria Fernandez, We Are One News.
Alam ko naman it's all about optics and messaging. I understand na ayaw niyo bigyan siya ng VIP treatment. I understand that. Pero ang point dito is she's a high-profile inmate with possible information to bigger
Nahawak
fish.
niya, di ba?
To bigger fish. Definitely kasi may kinakatakutan siya. So there's bigger fish to fry. Ngayon, if this person na kinakatakutan niya may reaches within the Philippine system, tapos ilalagay mo siya sa isang cell
Baka mapatay yun yun.
with 44 others, hindi don't know naman who any of these inmates or yung mga naka-detainees na hindi ma-corrupt I'm not saying mangyayari
Yes.
But kasi sometimes these criminals prey on vulnerability of people Tingnan nila sino ba nangangailangan ng pera dito, sino nangangailangan support of family. Baka naman pwedeng magpa-hit, ganun. Alam mo naman these things happen in the system
So anong gusto mo mangyari?
No, i-secure siya. I'm not saying give her VIP treatment, but secure her in a place to a point
I get your point.
na nagiging comfortable siya and she's comfortable enough to trust the system, ikanta niya yung buong system kasi it's not about being fair to iba at this point. We need to take down the pogo and criminality system in this country. By doing so, we need the names of these big fish who are, bastardizing the Philippines by making a quick buck, mga walang...
Tingnan natin kung anong gagawin nila. Nakikita ko nga sa social media kasi may mga checklist yung mga tao, mga kapatid natin, dun sa mga high profile na nade-detain o nakukulong. So ngayon daw, nung una, di ba may sinabi may lung infection, naka-check na yung lung infection. Wala pang check, X pa rin, yung wheelchair tsaka neck braces.
Parang si Kibuloy, lalagay mo ba sa Gen Pop o sa crowded cell? Hindi rin, di ba?
Kasi bakit siya papatayin dun? Wala naman siyang information or matitipuhan lang siya.
No, I'm sure may information sa Kibuloy. Sino backers niya?
Ewan ko.
Di ba?
Well,
Ay, nako.
okay. Anyway,
welcome
si Mina
back.
Benales nanonood
Welcome
sa atin.
back, Angel, na tumaas na yung blood pressure
Basta
ko ulit.
marami pa tayo. Dapat hopefully tomorrow, may mga ibang issues pa tayo. Kasi hindi lang naman tayo
Kailan ba namatay ang issue dito? So much to talk about.
sa Pogo, diba?
Yeah.
Kasi we have so much problem alone here in the country. Yung bigas natin na nakatenga dun sa port ngayon, sino may kasalanan.
Bell pepper, tomatoes.
Yung mga gulay natin na nakatenga din ngayon na sobrang supply.
And yet, the prices
there
are
other
high.
people who are hungry.
The prices are high and nagugutom tayo.
Exactly.
Ayun.
Ano pa, 'di ba? Yung mga education department, ano
Yeah.
pa, agriculture. Yan ang mga isa-isahin natin sa susunod pang mga araw. Dahil importante po din na nakikita natin at nalalaman natin yung nangyayari around us. Hindi lang puro politics, 'di ba? Ito din yung mga nangyayari kay Alice Go. Diba?
Okay na?
Okay na.
Mariba. Anyway,
Wala kang quote.
Welcome back again. Yun. And,
Parang di ka naman masaya na bumalik ako.
And nakahapon pa tayo nakita.
Ay, ganun ba?
Welcome back. We're glad to have you. And more stories tomorrow. That wraps up today's episode of Brunch.
Join us again tomorrow. I'm Angela Lagunsad Castro. And he is Angelo Castro III. We are One News, all sides, all the time.